After Monday night's game, I honestly did not think I was going to make it to the point where I would be able to film this question and answer video because the Giants almost gave me a goddamn heart attack. Seriously, guys, ever since the Super Bowl year, y'all been doing this. You have to have these close heart attack wins. You start the game off ugly, put yourself in a huge deficit, and then you come back and kick ass, and then in the fourth quarter, you let them come back and almost blow it. Seriously, can't you just put the fucking game away, man? Why you gotta put me through that all the time? All the fucking time! But we beat the Cowboys. That makes me happy. I hate them with an unrivaled passion, so it's always fun to get a win over Big D in Big D. But you don't want to hear about my football rants. You want me to answer some questions regarding wrestling, right? Well, alright. My second question and answer video, and here we go. Alright, Mogren687. Narnia fan. Would TNA benefit from reducing their pay-per-view schedule from about 3 or 4 shows a year, and in their place have live events on Spike TV? I'd be okay with that. Maybe it's just because I grew up in that age where it was just 4 pay-per-views a year for each company, but the pay-per-views just aren't special anymore when you have them once a month, and especially since the product just, neither product is that good. I'll throw WWE in there as well. You're really asking a lot of me to pay for these things once a month, and they aren't even really built up all that well anyway, so maybe reducing the schedule would help it and give the shows a longer build-up and ultimately make them feel more special. I don't know if they'd reap any financial benefits from it, but as a fan, I think I would enjoy it more, and I would be, I'd be more likely to order the pay-per-views. Just throwing that out there. Okay, if Raw continues to slip in the ratings, what changes will take place? Well, the ratings have kind of climbed back up the last couple of weeks. They're back over 3.0 last I checked. But, yeah, they're still not great numbers by any means. I kept waiting for them to go with that knee-jerk reaction and just say, oh, Randy Orton's not a draw. Let's take the belt off him and put it on somebody else. Which I personally don't think that the low ratings are the champion's fault ever. It wasn't Shawn Michaels' fault that WCW was kicking WWF's ass in the mid-90s. It was that creative just wasn't there. The show wasn't that good. And I'm not saying I'm the biggest Randy Orton fan on the planet, but I don't think it's his fault for what's happening. But I could definitely see them having that kind of knee-jerk reaction. It's like, oh, we got to get the belt on somebody else. Other than that, though, I don't really know. I mean, Vince is kind of a stubborn guy, and he just does things the way he wants to do them, and that's the show we got now. So, I really don't know. All right, Dodge199. If Sting retires from TNA, do you think WWE will call him to be a part of the Hall of Fame? I think they'll definitely call him. Personally, I've never put too much stock into the Hall of Fame, the WWE's Hall of Fame. I just don't see it as very legitimate. Unlike the NFL Hall of Fame, there's no physical hall to visit, and there's no voting system or criteria for getting in. It's basically just people that Vince likes and the people that Vince thinks he can make money off of. And I think Sting kind of, obviously there's that WCW nostalgia that some people have, and I think Vince thinks he can cash in on that. And I'm sure they'll give Sting a call. Whether or not he'll do it, I don't know. It'd be cool to see him get honored. Like I said, it's not a very legitimate thing, and it doesn't really have a whole lot of meaning, but it is kind of cool to see these guys get highlighted. Are you surprised NXT Season 3 was moved to WWE.com? No, for 2 reasons. One, I think they announced it a few months ago, while they were still in Season 1, maybe. I don't remember when exactly, but they announced that it was going to be taken off Sci-Fi once SmackDown moved to Sci-Fi. And the reason number 2, the show sucks. And especially now in Season 3, where it's basically just an hour-long version of the Diva Search. The show's terrible. I don't want to watch it. So no, I'm not surprised at all it got moved to the website. I'm actually more surprised that it's not dead. Asia Extreme. Do you think WWE and TNA should simultaneously be awarded Worst Promotion of the Year at the 2011 Wrestling Observer Newsletter Awards? This is the question that made me laugh. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think WWE and TNA certainly earned it. Neither show has been a quality product this year. I was talking about it on another message board about how And the two fan bases are always going to debate over which show's better, TNA or WWE. And I remember in 2007, neither show was perfect, but it was astonishing to me how in 3 years both shows have actually gotten worse from where they were in 2007. So it's kind of crazy, but I don't think they're the worst wrestling promotions around. I think WrestleLicious would have them beat. I would think, but yeah, they both deserve to be bashed heavily. How would you feel if there was a big five? WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, WCW, and ECW. Well, it wouldn't be possible because TNA and ROH wouldn't be around had WCW and ECW not died. That said, I've always said that the worst thing that ever happened to pro wrestling was losing WCW and losing ECW because the wrestlers lost the ability to choose where they want to work. Fans lost the ability to pick a favorite product. And it just made wrestling less exciting when WWE got the monopoly, and it's been that way since 2001. So I'd be okay with... I've always been a believer of the more the merrier. If there were more quality options out there for quality wrestling, maybe all the other promotions... WWE wouldn't be lackadaisical and would actually try and put on a better show. Maybe TNA would try to put on a better show. Maybe WCW would actually be good now. Who knows? But yeah, I've never been loyal to the brand. I'm always loyal to whatever's good. And more options out there I think would be great for providing me with quality wrestling. So, there we go. All right. Mega Dark Angel 13. Who do you see becoming the bigger star in 2 years? Miz, Wade Barrett, or Alberto Del Rio? Well, the one I'm the most high on is Miz. I think he's the more complete package. I think he does a phenomenal job of projecting his character across to the audience and carrying himself as a performer. In ring, I think he's pretty good. He's gotten a lot better from where he started, and I think the strength of his character carries him through his matches and make his matches more interesting, like his matches with Daniel Bryan, for example. That was a great feud, and it made their matches even more interesting and a lot more fun to watch. Even though I didn't see their pay-per-view match. But I heard they had the match of the night at Night of Champions, which didn't surprise me at all. Barrett, I've already said my piece. He's skinny Nick Frost. I think he's boring. I don't see what the big deal is with him. That said, WWE obviously does see a big deal in him. So they want him to be the bigger star. Whether or not that happens, I don't know. And Del Rio, I've actually never seen. I've never seen him do anything. Because I don't watch SmackDown usually. I saw a couple of vignettes and I thought, oh, it's Salvatore Sincere 2010. Yay. So I really... The internet has really gotten behind him, but I don't know how much that means because they really got behind MVP too, and I wasn't that impressed with MVP. Going back to The Miz, a lot of people on the net are kind of down on him because he came from the real world. My take on that... I don't give a damn where great talent comes from as long as we get a great talent. So, hey, if he came from the real world and is doing really well in wrestling, I don't have a problem with it. So, yeah. Miz is the one I would want to become the bigger star, but I think WWE is going to put more effort into Barrett. But only time will tell. See if I'm right. Spidey Senses 87. Who do you like in ROH and who do you think would fit in WWE or TNA? Well, the thing that impresses me most about Ring of Honor, and it was actually the same thing that drew me to TNA back in 2004, 2005, whenever it was I started watching. And that's their tag team division. I love the Kings of Wrestling. I think they're great. Claudio Castagnoli, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Castagnoli, I really like that guy, but I mispronounced his name. That's great. But yeah, he's very good. And I can see him working as a single star in WWE or TNA. Chris Hero, his partner, is obviously really good. Davey Richards is a hell of a talent. The American Wolves, I think, are really good. The Briscoe brothers, I've been real high on them for a long time. I'm shocked that they didn't end up in WWE or TNA. Now, I mean, if you're going to go into mainstream wrestling as a tag team, I think the better place to go, obviously, would be TNA, because they at least put some focus on their tag team divisions, as opposed to the WWE, where it's random team of the month holding the belts, and nobody really gives a shit who the champions are. So I'm really high on ROH's tag team division. There are a lot of other guys. Tyler Black was very good. And I would hope that WWE would use him properly now that they've got him. There are a lot of other guys. Kenny King I kind of liked, actually. I've only seen him wrestle twice, but the 2 times I've seen him, I thought, hey, he's kind of like Elix Skipper, only without the botching. I kind of like this. So there are a lot of very talented guys in Ring of Honor. I think Ring of Honor is going to, if they don't grow and become a mainstream promotion on the level of a TNA or a WWE, at the very least, they are going to provide the future talent of wrestling. Because you look at who's in WWE and TNA right now. Samoa Joe, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Desmond Wolfe, Nigel McGuinness, AJ Styles. A lot of those guys came from Ring of Honor initially. So they've been very good at producing great talents. Christopher Daniels, he's another one, very good. So yeah, and final question from Daily X-Man. Do you think Matt Hardy will be a star in TNA, or will he be outshadowed by Jeff like he was in the WWE? Oh, goodness. My take on this, first of all, I don't know what kind of shape Matt Hardy's in. Last time I saw him, he looked kind of fat. But people have been saying that, oh, he's in shape now, he's shredded. I don't know, I haven't seen him. But I was not impressed with him the last time I saw him on WWE television. And I kind of feel like if Matt Hardy was going to be a big star, it would have happened already. I remember when he came back to the company in 2005 with all that fanfare following the Edge and Lita situation, and WWE fucked that up. I was there when they fucked it up. I was at SummerSlam 2005 and sitting in the audience, and the bewildered looks on everybody's faces when the match ended the way it did. That angle should have been used to elevate both Edge and Matt Hardy to a main event level. I think that feud could have gone all the way to WrestleMania. Like, they shouldn't have even done the match at SummerSlam. Just build it up over a long course of time and pull the trigger at WrestleMania, but they didn't do that. Yeah, there are so many other times where the Magnitude version 1, I thought he was really cool and really over, but they didn't really elevate it to any kind of meaningful level. And I just feel like the window of opportunity on Matt Hardy is closed. A lot of people feel like he's the better Hardy, and at one time that was probably true, but I think now it's just, I don't know. If he was going to be a big star, it would have happened already, and it hasn't happened, so he'll definitely go to TNA, and I'm sure they'll try to do something with him, but I think Jeff has always had the more promotion behind him, and therefore is the more credible of the two at this point, and I don't see him being a world champion in TNA. Well, then again, I mean, these are the same people that put the belt on Mick Foley, so who knows? If he goes there, I'm sure there are some good things that they can do with him, but I don't think he should be pushed to the main event, because I don't know, I feel like his time's done. Like, his time's passed, and he should be used to help elevate some of the other guys in TNA. And, yep, that's a question and answer video. If you like my question and answer videos, continue sending questions, and I will do more of them in the future, and I'll see you all next week. Later. Why do I salute? I'm like fucking John Cena over here. And nobody wants to be like fucking John Cena. At least the character John Cena. Off-screen, he's actually pretty cool. I heard a clip of him on Howard Stern talk about having orgies and fucking fat women. It's pretty funny. But, yeah, later.